Hey everyone, welcome to Two Idiots Talking. Our topic today is about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that's coming out in 1 week. So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts. You know what my thoughts are? I want to know where the Platinum remake is, and if there is going to be a Platinum remake.
It's
What
up
are
your
your thoughts
button
of
around.
that?
It's up your button around the corner.
It probably is, honestly. It's probably why no one gives a shit about it.
Probably, yeah.
So what are your what's one? Let's name one thing that we're both expecting that we want the most out of the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I would like a better after story, because you know how in Oris they had the Rayquaza Delta episode.
Right.
I would like something like that at the end of the game, where maybe it's like something with Giratina, which is why they won't do a Platinum remake.
And I know that Arceus the Arceus game is coming out not too long after. But what if they still did an after story or an after game of Arceus with Arceus? Finally, a legitimate distribution of Arceus in a Sinnoh game, because that event was never released ever, not even in Japan.
True.
So what if they actually just for the remake had that event? So you not only have the Arceus from Legends of Arceus, but you also have a legitimate Sinnoh Arceus, present day Sinnoh Arceus.
Do you think they would do that because of Legends Arceus? And it's not like it's 2 months away, so it's not that far off from release date.
I don't think it's not really the fact of would they do it because of Arceus. It's more the fact of it's more the fact of the collection, because you can get because they Arceus has been distributed before many times, right?
Right.
The problem is there's no legitimate Arceus from Sinnoh, because all the Arceus that you get are distributed, so they're going to be
Yeah,
from
they're event items.
Nintendo or from faraway land, whatever. But there's no legitimate one that says Sinnoh. You know?
So you want one that's like not an event Pokemon. It's actually in pre-installed in the game that you
Right.
can catch in the game.
Right.
Yeah, that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
Arceus I know is set in
It's in like
and
feudal Japan.
yeah, which is basically Sinnoh before
Yeah,
Sinnoh the thing.
because it's called the Hitsui region.
But it still stands as the fact of it will say that region's name, not
Yeah, not
Sinnoh's
Sinnoh.
region. Even though we all know it is Sinnoh, it still won't say
Well,
Sinnoh.
yeah, technically, it's not Sinnoh.
Exactly. Now you can obviously you can cheat codes. You can also manipulate the game to catch an Arceus. You can even shiny hunt it. It's Gen 4. It's not there are no shiny locks. But either way, it's not legitimate. And if you do shiny hunt it, it can never leave the Sinnoh game, because
Right.
A, it's never released, first of all, which is weird because it's still in the game code.
Right.
And B, it's the fact that it's shiny, and it's also not supposed to be caught. So, that's my thought on that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of players would like that.
The one thing I don't understand why it was never distributed is because it was supposedly too hard to understand how to use it, when literally the box legendaries of all three games, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum,
Right.
they're all set in the same spot where the gods have their tower. It's literally called, was it the Pillar of this and that?
Yeah, Pillar of Time or Pillar of Space.
Yeah, it's literally the only place where a god Pokemon would make its base.
Right.
How hard is that to understand?
I mean, come on.
You
Look
don't
at
even. I've done. So I had when I used to use cheat codes. I did do the event. I got the item.
right,
As soon as you walk out of the cave onto that little square platform,
right.
it triggers by itself. You don't have to do anything. It triggers by itself. The only thing you have to do is walk up the stairs.
So they could just put that in the actual game.
Exactly. And again, it's the fact that it's in the game, and the fact that it can be shiny hunted. Why?
Like, why make it an event? Just make it, already available.
Right. Obviously, they can't do it now because those games came out like 10 years ago ish. More than 10 years.
Are we that old?
Let's not get political here. But it's the fact, but this is like, sure, everyone wants a Diamond and Pearl remake. They've been wanting that for years.
Right.
But this is their one time, probably their last time, to really redeem that unreleased event.
Right.
And if they don't do it, sure, whatever. Code breakers. Someone has a cheat code for the Switch somewhere. Manipulation. We'll find a way to. We'll find Arceus in the file somewhere, regardless if they put it in or not.
I mean, he's got to be in there anyways.
But that's what I mean. That's what I was gonna say. Since Arceus is in the original game's code, if they have Arceus still in the remake's code, but not obtainable, as much as I love Nintendo, they have no excuse at that point.
Yeah.
You can't put the code in twice and not be able and not use it for anything. Especially,
that's kind of like a slap in the face for us.
Especially now, because again, when I use cheat codes, it's that simple. Especially now, since we have the internet, more access to the internet, and that's it. We just have more access to the internet. We'd know be able.
Not only can we get more cheat codes nowadays, but it's a lot easier to spread those now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember,
even still, even a walkthrough. Like I said, as soon as you exit the cave or you catch the box legendary, it triggers by itself. It doesn't require anything. It just triggers. So they have no excuse.
You heard it here, folks. You heard? I can't talk.
You heard?
You heard it here first, folks. Nintendo, wake up.
Yeah, for some reason, Nintendo is listening to us. Please don't attack us.
We're just joking. This is a fun podcast.
It really is. It's just, I mean, let's be fair, though. Everyone has their hate against all different things.
Yeah.
The fact that this is just us voicing more hate, but
it's not so much hate as this is our opinion. This is something we would like to see, but we won't, like, if it doesn't happen, we won't go, oh, Nintendo's so terrible, it needs to be brought down.
Definitely can't sue them.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
For one, I don't know how to sue someone.
And second, this is Nintendo.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
You'll lose anyways.
Yeah, basically. There is an article about that. Someone tried to sue Nintendo, and they very clearly lost.
What they do? Like, why they sue
I don't
them?
remember the exact details. All I know is that they went to court, and it basically was just over like that.
Jeez.
There was no... She got as... I think it was a lady. She got as far as taking them to court. But nothing happened after that.
That's pretty impressive, though, to be able to get them to court.
Right. But nothing still happened. She still had to pay for the court room and the court date, etc.
Her lawyers.
Yeah. There's no point. And it was and it was obviously for something very petty. Either very petty or it was just a mother trying to make Nintendo safe.
Right.
Considering Nintendo is out of Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, Nintendo is probably the safest of the three.
Yeah, I mean, because they're very family-centered and really wants to make the games for everyone.
Basically.
Which is a Nintendo's selling point.
Yeah. That's why they have other online games. That's not the part of the topic, but that's not the point of the topic, but Mario Kart, Mario Party, any Mario game that's multiplayer. I mean, even Sonic has his own racing game, which is multiplayer.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers, multiplayer.
I mean, that really was a game. Smash Bros. Is designed to be played with multiple people. So while Nintendo is very, wants to be, cooperative play centric, Pokemon is still one of the games where that's not highlighted to the extreme as most of their other games.
Pokemon, well, compared to every other Nintendo game, for like we said earlier, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Pokemon has the just like those games. Pokemon has the option to be played multiplayer. But Pokemon, compared to the other two games, are more single player based.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can definitely play Pokemon with multiple people. You can't play it like multiple people with multiple people, like the 3D Mario games, for example. But you can still play with other people.
Yeah,
Play.
there's still the option with being able to connect with other people online.
Correct. Just not in the same way again as as the recent 3D Mario games. Not
Right.
that not that multiplayer-ish, but still multiplayer. I mean, it probably, to my knowledge, the closest thing to that is the recent Sword and Shield update, the DLC with the max layers. Those are probably That's
Yeah.
probably, to my knowledge, the closest thing you can get to a multiplayer Pokemon game without having to battle others or trade with others.
Yeah, that's more cooperative play. So here's a good in the upcoming Diamond Pearl remakes. Do you think we'll be able to get more cooperative features, or just be the same as the old games?
Here's what I think. And here's kind of what I want. I want them to keep the style of Pokemon that they have currently. How it's just, go gym to gym, get the Elite Four, and then the multiplayer stuff is optional, right?
Right.
But I kind of want to. I'm not sure how they would work this out. I'm not really sure if it would change anything. I
Right.
kind of want them to have something similar to Let's Go's function with the two-player mode, because it's still because the Diamond and Pearl remakes are going to be on the Switch, so you still have the option for two controllers.
Yeah.
You have the option to play with one controller. I'm sure all you need is all you need is like 6-ish buttons, depending on what you're needing to do.
I mean, look at it. It's the art style is exactly like Let's Go. So you would think maybe they'll probably have the same similar features as, cooperative double play.
Fair. From what I remember from the very first trailer of the remake, they're not going to have wild Pokemon like Sword and Shield, if I'm correct.
Yeah, where they pop out.
Yeah, there's going to be traditional Pokemon where you run through the grass.
Yeah, because they said they wanted to keep it as close to the original games as possible.
Right. But the two-player thing would still work. I think it would also work better if they did implement that. It would work better if the second player could also encounter Pokemon.
Yeah.
It'd be a little frustrating, but it definitely makes shiny hunting faster.
And that's what you love to do.
Yep. That's the best. That's at this point in my Pokemon career of playing Pokemon and knowing Pokemon, I've been loving the shiny hunting phase a lot, honestly.
I mean, is it a phase or more of a tradition for you now?
I think right now it's more of a tradition, but it's still a phase considering I haven't fully hit the PvP phase. I've only dabbled in it, so I can definitely still improve.
True. I'm more of a casual player.
Which, speaking of, there's a good chance I'm gonna shiny hunt a Shinx when the game comes out, because that's right there at that route.
I know you 100% you're going to.
You can't go wrong though. We're not kind of off topic, kind of not. Shiny Luxray. No one can agree. Yeah, no one can disagree that it's a really great shiny Pokemon.
It is a good shiny.
With its design alone is great, beautiful, right? But then you add the shiny form to it, just makes it even better. Perfection.
So do you think the starters are going to be shiny locked?
I really hope not, but to be honest, I won't be mad if they are.
Yeah.
For the sole reason of, especially if you've shiny hunted the legendary Pokemon in Let's Go, because you can't run from them. As far as I can remember, you can't run from them and they'll reappear. You have to actually quit out of the whole game, and then sit through the whole game booting process. So to have that happen at the start. Plus, this is Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl compared to Platinum's introduction.
Right.
Diamond and Pearl, you have to sit through the whole thing with your rival.
Yeah, the rival, and then with Starly,
rival, then you have the professor part, then you have the Starly. Now, and I'm shiny hunting right now in Diamond. That whole cutscene is a good minute or two.
Oh yeah.
So, and in Platinum, you can save right in front of the briefcase. So you're not forced into it like Diamond and Pearl. You have the option to click on it, which is way faster.
Yeah.
I'm just crazy, and I want to do it in Diamond because that's the only game I have available to shiny hunt the starters in.
Right.
So, so if they're shiny locked, I'll be mad. Won't be too mad though. My only concern is if Dialga and Palkia are going to be shiny locked, because that's not the whole point of the game, but it's really, in terms of the plot of Sinnoh, that's basically like the climax of everything.
Right. Yeah.
Because after that, it pretty much turned, after that whole debacle with the legendaries, it basically turns into collect the last badge, defeat the Elite Four.
Become
Nothing,
champion.
yeah, no galactic anything after the box legendary scene. That's really the climax, and then it just goes not badly downhill. It just continues the storyline to the end, and then there's more of whatever you want to do, post game, shiny hunt, whatever.
Right.
I wonder if, I think as far as I know, because he knows more than I do.
A little bit.
As far as I know, it is just Dialga and Palkia. They don't have any altered forms.
I have not heard anything about any altered forms for them.
See, I think it would be cool, especially since it's a remake. As much as I would love for it to stay the same concept, just better graphics.
Right.
I want them to kind of do what Ours did and have the primal forms.
I miss the primal reversions. Those were really cool.
Let's be fair. Oh, excuse me. Let's be fair. When Ours came out, not only with the new megas, but the primal forms were definitely used heavily.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's in Sword and Shield, is it? They don't have their primal forms.
No, they don't.
No. So, not Sword and Shield. Even for people who play like Sun and Moon, for example, because I think they still have video game tournaments with those games. People are still using the primals.
Yeah.
So they're still very usable. And if you can imagine the PvP meta with Primal Dialga and Primal Palkia, that's gonna just destroy the meta itself.
It's gonna break it.
I mean, let's be fair. Dialga, out of the two, he's
the best dragon type.
Out of the two, he's the best because he has less weaknesses and he's a steel type, so he's bulky. Primal Dialga, with all the boosts that they get from Primal Reversion, probably going to be the best steel type ever.
Best steel type, best dragon type.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely dragon, but also definitely very defensive.
Yeah.
Palkia, we don't really talk about Palkia all that much. Palkia has the unfortunate sense of being weak to itself compared to Dialga.
Yeah.
He's not weak to grass or electric because of his dragon, or ice because of water.
Yeah.
But he still has that one extra weakness, unfortunately.
But he looks cool.
Yeah, definitely. He's not the bulk. He's not bulkier, but he's definitely better.
Yeah. So back to the starters. Which one is your favorite starter?
Oh, Team Piplup all the way. I love Empoleon. Empoleon's design next to the Piplup family's shiny forms, just all forms are perfect. And again, the steel typing and the penguin. I'm gonna be honest. The steel typing in Sinnoh specifically, it's probably the best type you can have on your team. Sure, there's new fighting types like Lucario,
right?
But he's half steel type, which makes him even better. You can't really argue with that.
My favorite starter is a Turtwig.
Fair.
You land turtle. One of my favorite animals is turtles, so But one of the things I really liked about the starters was the fact that they had either defensive or offensive advantages to the type they're weak against.
Mm-hmm.
So like Torterra's grass and ground, so you can deliver ground type attacks to fire types.
Right.
And then Infernape is fire and fighting, while it's not really good for technically water types, but against Empoleon specifically, who's a steel type, he has an advantage up.
Right.
And then Empoleon. Shoot, where was I going?
The thing with Empoleon, to continue him, the thing with Empoleon to Torterra, no, steel type does not beat ground, but, and this is a really big but, because Empoleon gets access to the move Drill Peck, which is very powerful for a flying type move.
Oh yeah, Drill Peck is one of the best moves.
And I believe Empoleon is I think it's more specially defensive, so it can definitely get Ice Beam. It can definitely destroy with that 4 times weakness.
Also, with it being a steel type, using grasp type moves will just make it normal.
The only downside is the fact that Torterra is still a ground type. But again, Torterra is still weak to the Drill Peck, which is again very powerful.
Drill Peck or Ice Beam.
Right. I'm thinking about it. I think Empoleon is more physical based.
I think all of them are more physical based.
True. But Ice Beam still has that 4 times advantage. But even still, Drill Peck is very powerful. I know I definitely run it on my Empoleon every time I play. You have Ice Beam. No one uses Blizzard. Let's be fair.
Blizzard. See, the problem with Blizzard is that it has a really powerful attack, but its accuracy is 70, right?
Yes.
So it's like
it's 70 unless it's hailing.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the only time it's hailing is if you're in the snow mountains up at Snow Peak.
Or if your opponent throws out an Bomb of Snow.
Which, let's be honest, how many people actually use a Bomb of Snow?
The gym leader, as far as I can remember. I have fought all if not almost all the trainers in Sinnoh. The only Bomb of Snow I've ever seen is from Candace, the gym leader. So
yeah.
I think that's the only Pokemon that really has the ability as far as Gen 4 goes.
Right. Anyways, back to the starters. Of the starters, who did you think would have the best Mega?
Oh, Empoleon.
Empoleon?
Not to be biased, but definitely Empoleon. Just because, again, its design already looks like it's more buffed up than what it was.
Right.
Especially from... Let's be fair. The Sinnoh starters all have just like Johto. In my opinion, they have kind of an awkward teenage phase when they evolve and before they get to their final evolution. Grottle's probably the coolest.
Yeah, I think Grotto looks like he's the jock of them.
Prinplup is definitely a weird teenage phase.
He's the one who wants to dress up to school with suit and tie.
He's that kid. He's that kid in an anime who gets picked on, and then like in the flashback. But then when they come to the present day in the anime, he's an Empoleon.
Oh yeah.
So that's why you have to like him more though. He goes cool.
Maferno is also like the class clown look.
Oh, definitely.
We've been showing a lot of love to the Piplup family and Turtwig. We're not against Chimchar. The other two is just better. The only problem I had with Infernape is the fact that he was firefighting when we already had Blaziken.
See, that's fair now, especially because we have Embor. My problem with Infernape is that I was cool at the time. I was cool with it because it was only the second in line with fire and fighting starters.
Right.
But even now, with Embor and all that, I still don't have an issue with it because I really don't use fighting types to begin with, and I'm not saying I would never use Infernape because I definitely want to give every Pokemon a shot except Charizard
or Swampert.
Fair. No, actually, Well, that's a different topic. But if I had to choose between the two, I would choose Swampert
Okay, I'm
for
fine with
obvious
that.
reasons.
I'm fine with that.
For very obvious reasons too. But there's there's nothing wrong with Infernape. I think with me, when it comes to picking a starter, not only do I look on how cute it is, I also want to look on how it looks, how shiny it looks, like throughout the evolution,
Right.
and what moves to use. Because it definitely, like, with new Pokemon games especially, if I know what my starter is going to be, special base, physical base, defensive, what moves he can learn, it'll definitely help me build the team throughout the game.
Right.
And Infernape, granted, being one of the very few fire types of Sinnoh, maybe like out of 5 Pokemon
Yeah.
fire types in Sinnoh. Granted, it would be nice to have a fire type, but there's other Pokemon that can learn fire type moves,
True.
especially Fire Punch. Fire Punch is fire, but it's more of a physical punching move.
Yeah.
Flamethrower can be taught to a lot of Pokemon. I think Luxray can even get Fire Fang through
Yeah.
Heart Scale. So there's definitely options.
See, I don't really have a problem with Infernape himself because I do like to use him. It's mainly because they pumped out firefighting 3 times in a row that before I didn't even notice, but now I'm like, why do firefighting 3 times in a row?
So here's the question: did you have this issue? Did you have this issue before Gen 5 came out, or did you have this issue after it came out? Because what were your thoughts before Gen 5 came out?
So before Gen 5 came out, I didn't look at the typings
Right.
because I wanted to be surprised. And then I got it, and then out of the 3, I usually go grass type, but I just felt like going with the pig because it's a pig.
Fair.
And then I evolved it, and it was a firefighting type, and that was when I was like, really? I was expecting
Another one?
because it was a pig. I was expecting it to be like fire ground type.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Then it became a fighting type. I was like, really? Again? And then when I did my second playthrough, I chose Snivy. And then I was very disappointed that it was just a grass type all the street through. I was expecting it to be grass poison.
I can see that happening. I can see that working because it's a snake.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the fact that Snivy and Oshawott stay single type is still cool. Granted, some people don't like either of their designs.
See, I don't mind its design. I just kind of wished it was done better because it is like supposed to be a samurai. So instead of it being on all fours, wish they kept with it standing up straight and having like little like seashell swords. That's what I was expecting.
So basically, what it is now, just bipedal instead of on all fours, because it does pull the swords out of his
arm guards,
legs, arm guards, whatever. That's true, but my argument is either way, they still represented that pretty well. Because it is really cool. He's just chilling there, and then just
like, if they ever do make a mega for him, I want him to go on 2 legs.
I want him to have more traditional samurai armor too.
Yeah, like go on 2 legs and have like full out seashell armor.
I want to see that mustache he has grow.
Yo, mustache grow, get a beard.
Hell yeah, I love it. Going back to Infernape, because I've been like second track thinking about this. Staraptor, for example, I'm pretty sure it can get Heat Wave. I think last I remembered, maybe not Gen 4, maybe later, but I definitely remember seeing a Staraptor throwing a Heat Wave. Which brings me to my other point. We're gonna get back. Do we have anything else to talk about the starters?
Not starters, no.
Good, because I have another topic. When I first played Diamond, like it came out with the DS,
Right.
I remember when both of those came out. I'm only 24. Shut up. I chose a Starly because that's just kind of tradition for me to get
Right.
at least the flying type. Because every good team needs a flying type.
Especially with the old games when they had HMs for fly.
That save that thought. That's another thing I want to talk about with the remakes. When I first got Staraptor, I was like, finally, my Staraptor is evolving. It's going to be so powerful. Oh, Staraptor's learning close combat. I'm like, a flying type, learning not only just a fighting type move, but close combat.
Yeah,
of
one
all
of the most
moves.
powerful fighting type moves.
Yeah, like, what the heck? I was like, oh yeah, teach it. Definitely. Why would I not?
Right?
And ice types. Fighting beats ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus an ice.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I will tell you, I have had to put my Staraptor up against ice types before, not just in the gym, but
Right.
specifically. It really comes in handy because you can do it, hit hard with close combat. Staraptor's a really good physical user, so you can hit hard with close combat. Either take out the other Pokemon or switch out either way because you get your defenses lowered.
Right.
But it's just like, what? Why is you gotta think it's a bird.
It's a close combat bird.
You just imagine the talons. It's not even it's not even combat at that point. It's just scratching the heck out of your opponent because they're claws.
I wish, because I don't think in the anime that Ash's Staraptor learns close combat.
I don't think they know how to animate that, honestly.
Yeah, I think that was probably the reason why they didn't give him close combat. But I just think it's like, that would have been funny if they did. And you just see Staraptor going, "Arr!"
Bird noises. It's like, that's just scratching. That's not close combat.
It's like, take what you can get.
I thought that was awesome. Another thing that surprised me, not really surprised me, kind of, it didn't really surprise me until a couple months after the game came out, because we all know Bidoof and Bibarel are beavers.
Yeah.
It half surprised me that Bibarel's part water. It kind of surprised me the first couple months. A few years down the line, now that Bidoof is basically a god and a meme, one of the only memes I actually like because it's Bidoof. I now realize, oh, Bibarel is a beaver. That makes sense of why it's a water type. Unfortunately, that's my reason to use Bibarel now with HMs, because it's a water type. It can learn everything Bidoof can learn, plus Surf. So, I'd still use it on my team if I really felt like it. I love the Route 1 normal types.
Honestly, for the Route 1, I liked Sinnoh's the best.
I just remembered. I found this out the other day, and Platinum, right?
Yeah.
Route 1, that starting route,
Yeah.
has Starlies and Bidoofs.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, at 5% encounter, I think, or 10%, something like that, at night, you can find Kricketot on Route 1 in Platinum.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Huh.
It was so interesting. I'm like, I did not know that.
It's interesting.
I mean, it's still Kricketot. It's not going to do you much good, regardless of where you find it at the start. But
still, it's interesting that you can
I
find it
never
in
knew
Route
that.
1.
That game came out so long ago, and I've played that so much, I never knew that. Granted, I never want to use Cricketune, but I'm willing at some point. At some point, I'll have a mono bug type team. I'm going to use Cricketune.
Maybe. Possibly.
Well, if it's a mono team, and I know I can start the game with a bug type without going too far into the game,
Right.
it's going to be a very interesting grind at Route 1 for a while. Because it only knows Bide. And the first trainer, Starly, has Quick Attack, which is... It's not as powerful as Tackle, but it's still Quick Attack.
Isn't it more powerful than Tackle?
Tackle... Last I remember, they both do a base 40, but I think one of them got boosted at some point in the series.
I thought Tackle did 35 and Quick Attack did 40.
That's what it was, but at some point it got boosted to 40. I mean, it's either Tackle or it's Pound, but one of them got boosted to 40.
I think it's Pound.
Maybe.
We'll have to look that up.
I'll probably look it up later. It's gonna bother me anyways. You know what I want to. I know it's not a diamond and pearl thing. It was more of a platinum extra. I really want them to add the whole looker events and
Oh
because that was
yeah.
only a platinum thing.
Yeah.
Because looker was in the game, diamond and pearl, in the after game. In platinum, looker was introduced basically at the first city.
Yeah, it was in Jubilife.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen him here and there for the rest of the platinum. I wonder if they'll add him to the remake, and if they do, is he going to be the same as platinum? Or are they going to change him up just a little bit? Maybe just the dialogue.
I don't know. Because, I mean, he wasn't really essential to the plot at all. And this is Diamond and Pearl remakes, not Platinum.
True. That goes to another question. Are they going to have they want to stay true to the original, so they have to have the after game with the whole Heat Chan and the Battle Frontier part. So he's going to be there regardless, because he was there in Diamond and Pearl, just for that part though.
Yeah.
But the same thing going with the whole Arceus argument. Are they going to add him at all in any other part, even if it's just for a brief moment, one single part?
Right.
How are they going to focus on Looker? Also, the most important question for the remake, because this has not been done since. Actually, that's a good point. It hasn't been done since Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, because those are the last. I think they were the last 2 games that had the Battle Frontier. Are they going to bring that back for the remake?
I really hope so, because I really like the Battle Frontier.
Because they had, after Diamond and Pearl, Unova had the Pokemon World Tournament.
Right.
Then I think after that is just the Battle Tower itself, if not nothing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're
Platinum
right.
was the last game they would have. They had the Battle Frontier in. It would only make sense if they want to stay with the original to bring it back.
I sure hope they bring it back.
I love it. My favorite was always the Battle Factory, because they were always given random Pokemon, especially Pokemon you normally wouldn't use in Platinum or Sinnoh, because you can't find them naturally. You'd have to trade them. And I always liked that. Fun fact: I don't know about Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. You probably could, but in the original Battle Frontier, like Emerald, for example, with the Battle Factory, you had the same odds to find a shiny Pokemon in the Battle Factory.
Oh.
I think even like especially in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Kanto.
Yeah.
In the Battle Tower, I think there was a specific trainer in the tower that had specifically a shiny Espeon. Like there were no odds. It was just specific.
Huh.
And you can still find them in the Battle Factory. That's the ultimate shiny hunts.
I gotta go back there.
That's the ultimate shiny hunt. I think my least favorite was besides the Battle Tower. That's classic.
Yeah.
But it's tedious. I think my least favorite was, oh god, her name was Kathleen. She had like the point system or whatever. Or maybe I'm thinking of Gen 3, because there's one for the tower. There was one of the dojos in Gen 3 Battle Frontier where it didn't matter if you won the battle. It depended on your points, like appearance, what moves you used, etc., etc. That was always my least favorite. I think it's something similar in Sinnoh. I can't remember what it's called exactly.
I don't remember Sinnohs that much. I remember in Emerald, I hated the Battle Pyramid.
I never got to experience it, but that's definitely one of my biggest spots to hit eventually with shiny hunting, because there's a way you can manipulate the game to let you keep your items. Go to whatever floor you want, start shiny hunting, and since you have your bag, you have all your Pokeballs, your Master Balls, whatever you what have it. Because they actually have, because when you catch a Pokemon in the Battle Pyramid, regardless, I think you get to keep it, or you have the choice to keep one of them. it will have the label as Battle Pyramid. So the fact that he found the shiny and caught it shiny and then kept the shiny.
Right.
What's not to like? That's a very good, if not very rare, shiny to have because of its destination. There's another spot. There's another rare shiny, like location wise, but I can't really remember. We'll save that for another day, probably.
Yeah. So the last topic we can cover is HMs.
No.
No.
Well, okay. Let me be fair. No, no, because ever since X and Y had them, right? Yeah, I think Sun and Moon were the first ones that didn't.
Yeah, because they had the Poke Gear.
Yeah, something like that. Not the Poke Gear. That's Johto.
Yeah, it's
the buddy something or other.
You call it the Pokemon and they give you rights.
Yeah, that was the last game, and everyone's pretty much used to that by now.
Yeah, and there was always also that huge sigh of relief when they didn't have HMs.
Oh, definitely. When I found out that I didn't need Surf or Fly or Strength or whatever,
or Rock
Sun
Smash.
and Moon. Did they even have that in Sun and Moon?
In Rock Smash?
I guess it was Tauros.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I always use Tauros as a means of a bike.
True. Yeah. Because
So,
you get speed up.
did they even have a bike in Sun and Moon?
A bike? No.
That was Tauros then. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I used Tauros. And you get him as the first, right there at the start of the game, pretty much. So you just get him. The rest of the game is fast.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have HMs in the remix. I think they'll do what they did in Let's Go, where they had like an external source where you could do those moves.
Yes, I would love for my starter, my Empoleon, to fly me to a Pokemon Center.
You meant a steel bird just
Or for-
zooming through the air.
I mean, to be fair, Garchomp can fly, Golurk can fly.
Garchomp can learn fly.
It can't learn fly, but according to its Pokedex, it can fly. Like, the little fins on his arms?
Yeah.
Those are kind of like the wings, and he can just fly.
I'm just picturing that right now, to see a Garchomp fly through the air.
Golurk can fly, because I think his legs, like, go into his torso.
Oh, yeah,
and he's a
like,
rocket. Yeah.
They did that in the anime.
Yeah. No, Garchomp can... Garchomp can fly. He can't learn it.
It'd be funny if you could teach him fly.
But I mean, that's having the same argument as why Scyther can't fly. But Garchomp doesn't need fly regardless.
Can Butterfree learn fly?
I don't think it can learn Fry. No,
Fry?
I don't think it can learn Fly either.
I mean, get
No,
a
it's
fire
good-
type.
No, because it's a butterfly.
Well, that's probably why. How
That's
tall is Scyther?
I feel like this is a topic for another. Because I could honestly talk about that topic for like a whole hour. Honestly,
True. Yeah, we'll save that for another day.
Scyther though, I think it's like, is it somewhere between 3 and 4 feet? He's not that tall.
That's probably why I can't learn fry. I keep saying fry. Fly.
You hungry over there?
I am actually. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't. Well, okay, that's a fair assessment. Here's my argument to that. Pidgey.
True. Is it like 2 feet?
Yeah, I think it's like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. I think it's the same size as Eevee.
If you can catch a large one, it's 2 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't Pidgeot only like 5'7"?
Charizard's 5'11".
No, I thought he was like 5'7". He's shorter than me.
It doesn't matter. He's still not 6 foot.
He's still not as large as the anime makes you
Look,
think it is.
We can argue about Blastoids and Venusaur's height all day, but the fact that Charizard's literally a dragon, and he's not over 6 feet, disappoints me.
But he's not a dragon,
Exactly.
which disappointed a lot of people.
I think all the starters are short. At thinking about it,
You gotta look at all their. That's a topic for another day. The starter heights.
I feel like we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's enthusiasm. I know definitely I'm taller than Empoleon. I know that much.
I'm probably about the same height as all of them. I'm not short, by the way. I'm average. He's tall.
No, I'm average.
Bro, you're 6 feet.
6'3". Excuse
See?
me. Calling me short. At least I'm taller than Bidoof.
If I wasn't taller than Bidoof, I would be sad.
If you're not taller than a 1-foot beaver, I'd be concerned.
What happened to you that you're not taller than a Bidoof?
Exactly. That's what I mean. I'd be concerned.
Turns out that the Bidoof is actually like 5'11".
I mean, Dunsparce is Dunsparce is the same height as Charizard, which
Yo.
are both 5'11". That's why I know Charizard's height, because Dunsparce is 5'11", same as Charizard. Now, because you can always
Charizard's fights. I'm looking that up. Oh wait, can't.
your
My phone's off.
Exactly. Get out of here.
I mean, you can look it up on your computer.
I'm gonna look this up real quick. Trying to think. I'm trying to get through every route in my head too. Well, here's a question then, pertaining to the TMs, because your first use of TMs is right there after the first gym in that little cave that you walk upstairs in, right?
Yeah.
How are they gonna get rid of that otherwise? Even if they have a buddy system, how are you gonna get rid of that otherwise?
Get rid of what?
You can keep talking.
Get rid of what?
So you know how you have to use Rock Smash to get to the higher level of the cliff to get to the second town.
Yeah.
How are they going to take that out? How are they going to replace that if they're not having TMs? You can't
they could do that.
Can you imagine they bring Sun and Moon into Platinum and you just ride around on Tauros?
Well, they could do it where, because, in Let's Go, they had your partner, Pikachu, learn special
you're right,
moves.
5'7". It still doesn't change the fact that Dunsparce is as tall as Charizard.
See, that's just insane.
Oops. Dubsparce.
Dubsparce.
Imagine Dunsparce at a rave. Dubsparce. Of course you don't show it. You make me look crazy. 4'11". It's still four. It's still a 5 foot.
It's still
snake.
5 foot.
It's still a 5 foot snake. That's terrifying.
How I think they'll remedy not having HMs. So, because in Let's Go, they had your partner learn special moves that actually the humans learned. It's just your partner Pikachu wanted to learn.
Well, to be fair though, no one used anything besides Flying Surf, and even if that, no one used anything but Fly.
True.
Because most of the people, after you beat the game, you just ride their Pokemon, so no one used the Surf. Kind of a flawed system, but it's really cool to implement.
Yeah.
But let's be fair, no one uses Splash, period, in any game. Especially if you've played Kanto long enough, you'll know how to get through.
Yo, I just walked alongside the edge of the walls until I got all the way through.
There's no point in Flash besides that one point in the game.
Yeah. But I think they'll do something like that in the remakes. So, like, after you beat Rourke, he'll, like, teach you how to, do Rock Smash, and then you'll go along with the game.
Here's a hard helmet. Go smash some rocks.
I would be happy if they did that. That would be hilarious.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say real quick. Because for some reason, my head's going through the events of Sinnoh. God, I really am such a nerd.
Isn't that why we're starting this podcast?
I know, but like when I think about it, I can literally tell you every single detail of every single event in order.
See, that's what I'm trying to go through. How much you love the game.
Oh, here we go. One last topic real quick. Time-based Pokemon. I think the only time-based Pokemon. And for the sake of the rest of the time, we have the Honey Trees and we have Drifloon. Drifloon in the original Sinnoh only came to the Windworks on Fridays.
Right.
Is that going to still work the same? I don't think because with the DS, especially since it first came out, you can change the time of the
Yeah.
day to make it always Friday. That's not how it works on the Switch, because it doesn't really work all that well with Sword and Shield. It does, but it doesn't. And in the original Sinnoh, the honey trees
Yeah.
take 6 hours to do anything, and you can't skip the time. If you skip the time, it will reset your timer. So it knows you cheated the time,
Yeah.
and it'll reset the time for you.
So, do you think they'll have the honey trees?
It was one of the. It wasn't really annoying because not a lot of people, I don't think, casually use it anyways.
I didn't use it once.
Exactly, but it's the fact that you get Pokemon like Combee, Apom. I think you can get Heracross, Pinsir at like different trees, maybe,
Right.
or maybe I'm thinking Johto, but you get Munchlax. You can get all these specific Pokemon through special means.
They might do it, but they might not do it like time based. Because honey is in like the later games where you just use it and you'll get like a horde of Pokemon.
But true. But going back to the argument of they want to keep it as copy and paste as they can, as original as they can.
Well, I think they'll take few. I think by that they mean like the core of the game will stay.
Maybe if they have the honey function, they'll either keep it as like a purchasable sweet scent, or they'll make it so maybe it just takes an hour
Yeah.
instead of like a fourth of your day. Because if you think about it, you sleep for at least 6 to 8 hours, and
Yeah.
if you have to wait for a tree, that's more than half your day gone just waiting for one Pokemon. So no, that makes sense.
I feel like they'll just do it where you have to use the honey on the tree, but it just works automatically.
That's fair too. That could work. Probably have an animation of the Pokemon. You know, like that little ball that they have normally to represent something fell into the tree.
Oh, yeah,
fell
yeah,
at
yeah.
you. They'll probably have that. Something like that probably. And then again, I think the only other time-based thing is the Drifloon that appears on Friday. I'm sure they would have it, but can you still manipulate the thing for it?
I feel like they'll have it and you can manipulate for it.
Probably.
Because it's not really that big of a deal.
It is in the sense of, as far as I can remember, it's the one of the easiest ways, if not the only easy way, to get a Drifloon.
Right.
Because I honestly can't remember where else you would be able to find them.
I think that's the only place you can find them.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So they can't just take that out.
Yeah.
Unless they want to throw Drifloon in the forest or throw it in that ghost tower where you get strength.
They'll either have it where they just do it like how they had in the original games, or they'll have it where instead of it just being on Friday, it'll just be anytime.
I would say if they do it anytime, it has to be specifically at night.
Yeah.
Sinnoh had the day and night based thing, but it'd make more sense because it's a ghost type. It'd be spawning at night.
Yeah, also like the father and daughter you save from the Windworks, they say that the Drifloon only comes at night?
I think it. Maybe. As far as I remember, it's only Friday specifically. I don't remember any other details about it.
Oh, I'll have to.
As much as I love the shiny form, I've never actually caught Drifloon.
I think I caught it once on accident. Like I wasn't trying to get it.
Just walking through, oh, my Pokeball fell out and accidentally caught a Pokemon. Well, I guess I'll take it with me.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't actively hunting for it. I was just playing a Friday, and I encountered one. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was like it was a special time of day you can catch it.
Nope, it only appears on Friday, and if you catch it, well, you caught it. That's the only one you get. You only get one until you catch it. Which again, I don't think there's any other Pokemon like that in Sinnoh.
Yeah, I think
or at least that I
one.
really care about. I mean, I never really caught it. Again, I never caught it. Never really did the honey trees. So,
I mean, did anyone do the honey trees?
the only time I really cared about the day and night cycle of Sinnoh or any time-based thing was when I'm playing Platinum and I want to use Murkrow or Mischievous. They only appear in the forest at night. but neither of them are in Platinum.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and by the time I play Diamond or Pearl, I forget that they're there. I just don't catch it anyways. that that's my unfortunate story.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap up things for now.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Any final words, final thoughts about either the game or whatever?
I'm excited for it. I've been waiting for this for a while now.
Comes out, and by the time we're recording this, it will be out in a week.
Yep.
4 days.
7 days.
Yeah, exactly a week. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be a couple of days. Hopefully, it won't be on release date.
Hopefully not. I don't think it will.
But either way, we're both very excited for it. I know a lot of people in the Pokemon community, the more reasonable fans, are very excited because they've been for years been asking for a Diamond and Pearl remake.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they're not making Platinum, because everyone wanted Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Fair. But they never made like an Emerald remake.
Yeah, they just
remake.
put that Delta episode at the end of ORS.
Yeah. But
So-
even still, the only thing that really gives you compared to the Gen 3 version is a Deoxys.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Not a lot of people have one.
Yeah. I never had one before ORS.
It was nice to know that you can actually catch it and keep it.
Yeah.
But you have the good fans. All the good fans are really expecting it or really wanting one. It just took them time to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Also, they had like other projects going on.
Yeah, exactly.
They had to, and you had to have the correct amount of time between remakes to get to it, because you don't want to do like remake after remake after remake. Otherwise,
Well, I think from some random videos I saw about the production of certain Pokemon games, like they had the Pokemon game already in mind, but they also had the next game in line already
Right.
being made.
yeah.
So Nintendo definitely has a schedule of make a current game, but also on the side make the next game in the series. I feel like because between Gen 4 and the remake, they did have a lot they wanted to do, and it definitely did improve.
Yeah.
So I think they were working their way up to make it as good as possible, which I'm really excited for. They
Yeah.
better.
I mean, it's Nintendo. I think they'll do the original games justice.
True. That's all I want. And if you don't, I'll still buy it. I'll still play it.
Yeah. I mean, we're nerds. We'll buy it.
True.
Anything Pokemon, we'll buy it.
Very true.
I mean, we bought Pokemon Snap. Saw how long that lasted.
That craze we can talk about in another
Yeah.
video, but that craze probably realistically lasted for a couple of weeks to a month.
At
It
most.
was mostly for the older people that played the original Snap to get the nostalgic back,
Yeah.
and obviously for the newer players who never played Snap, or someone like us who just never played it in general. But it definitely didn't last for long unless you
Yeah.
already played the original.
But we'll talk about that another time. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Share this with your friends and family and other weird Pokemon nerds that you know. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Bye.